Hey, can you hear this? And my bones are made of glass. Good morning, everybody. How's it going? Welcome back to another episode of the Nostalgia Pile. Today, we are going to be covering the shows Birdy the Mighty Part 2 and Girls' Last Tour. One at my recommendation and one at Jordan's recommendation. Speaking of Jordan, why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Jordan, a.k.a. Kitsune, a.k.a. Kitsukatu. You can follow me on twitch.tv/Kitsukatu. And if TikTok was live still, if it is still alive, I have no clue. You can follow me at Black Vulpes. If it's alive, I have no clue if we're
It
going
is
to live,
still alive.
guys.
Yep.
Sure.
As of
God.
recording, TikTok is still alive and well, and you can see a great video of Jordan threatening somebody with a pointy candy cane, yelling about Imagine Dragons.
No.
And our other host, if you'd be so kind as to introduce yourself, who are you?
I am Cameron, aka Anarchy Killjoy, whatever the fuck you want to call me, don't really care. You can find me at Anarchy Killjoy just about everywhere. I'm here. What's up?
All right, and I am your third host. I am Klidge Radio. You can find me on youtube.com/Klidge, or actually, no, YouTube doesn't do slash, they do at. youtube.com/Klidge. And twitch.tv/Klidge Radio. Klidge was taken. And Twitter @Sventarian, because I have to make things complicated. Anyway, today, as I said before, we're going to be leading in with two new shows. So it's going to be kind of weird, actually, going in to do Birdy the Mighty after we skipped it for like
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But we do need to cover it because I do have things I want to say about Birdy the Mighty Part 2.
All right.
So, do you guys want to start with that and then head over to Girls' Last Tour?
Yeah.
All right. So, Jordan, Birdy the Mighty was your baby. How about you?
Yes.
Start us off.
Yeah.
Well, let me just
Start us
say,
off.
to start, I love Birdy the Mighty, and watching it through a second time, it was good. I still think it holds up. It's not a slog. In fact, I think season 2 is way better than season 1. As I said previously, there's a lot more sci-fi elements that I really just appreciate, like time loops. And there's a badass fight at the end that's just like the cherry on top of all those sci-fi elements. Plus, you get a nice little sub-story about some refugees and, people doing what they can with what they got. And it's nice. So, overall, still a solid... I won't rate it yet. We'll wait. But it's solid. I still like it. But I really want to hear what you guys think. So, go ahead. Tell me more about Birdy the Mighty Season 2. Klidge.
At episode 3, timestamp 418, they say the words Among Us.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah. 10 out of 10. All right. End it.
10
We're
out
done.
of 10.
That's it. Go home.
Yeah. No, I've got I do have my notes here for the things. So a couple of things I thought were really fun. First off, I feel like the overall animation near the end, just like the standard animation, really drops. But the trade-off for that is that the fight scenes in this season
Are fucking
go
insane.
so much harder. Like they
They
clearly, it's very clear where they allocated that budget,
Mm-hmm.
and it is way more brutal than I thought it was going to be. Like, I know it's 90s anime and they didn't really like hold anything back for that, but like, god damn. Like, oh, we didn't do the spoilers for things, even though I think that's going to be in the end, like the
Yeah,
intro.
like you're talking
Yeah,
about
it'll be
like
fun.
Natsu. So you're talking about, I'm assuming, or just in general.
Natsu. Which one was Natsu?
He's the
The
older
childhood best
he's
friend.
he's the best friend.
Oh.
well,
Yeah,
I know who
that
you're
dude.
talking about. I think his name is Natoru.
Oh, that. Yeah.
No, you're good. Yeah.
Sorry, it's been. So
No,
I
you're
finished
good.
Birdie like
Probably watched it
3
3 weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah, same. So yeah, forgive us if our memory is a little bit lacking because we watched Lane and we're just like, we need to talk about Lane.
Yeah, we had to.
So-
We had to.
because yeah, I've been done with Birdie. I have not gone back to it since then.
No, you're
So-
good.
Yeah.
My memory is going to be a little rough.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
honestly, I think that's okay because my overall impression of the second season is that it's just more Birdie, but with better fight scenes.
Yes.
Like the story.
It's better Birdie because. Go ahead.
No, please.
I was gonna say it's better Birdie because you no longer have the I'm watching the Star Wars prequels because of the fucking politics
Yeah.
end of it.
Right.
They gave you everything you needed at the beginning, and I still think they did a solid job of like kind of keeping you there, but they definitely not having to see that and more focusing, like you said, more Birdie, less talk is is so good for the pacing. Which is why I was like, you guys will enjoy the second part so much more because you won't be dealing with them
it
setting up.
Doesn't focus on the kid as much either. I can't remember his name right now.
Sinkawa, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
which I didn't mind him, but it's nice for him to take a back
Yeah.
seat.
Right. Well, I mean, Birdie is a significantly more interesting character than another Japanese high school boy. Like, with no
Yeah.
disrespect to Senkawa, but I mean, how many anime are just centered on high school boy life? Know what I mean?
It's like I don't care.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think. No, you go ahead, Klidge. I can save my thoughts.
I'm just like looking through my notes of stuff of what I remember because it's coming back to me.
Yeah.
For a lot of this stuff, I think that the flashback thing that they did and like tying that back in with like the
With
dude
Birdie's
saving
backstory.
Birdie. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
that. I love the idea of the dude being like a defective, like super soldier who's gone rogue,
Yeah.
but he doesn't even know that shit. And God, it's just there's a lot of
It
scenes
gave
of
very. It gave Cloud vibes, in my opinion. I was like, oh, this guy's
Yeah.
just Cloud if
Yeah.
he was a fucking normal person.
I did make some comments on violin. I felt like that whole dynamic was really interesting. Like with believing that this doll thing is like she's deluded herself into believing that it's more than it actually was because of trauma. The way how they deal with trauma in this show is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like it's
It is
done in
really
such
good.
like a really well handled way because it's so much easier to be like, oh, the reason why she's so violent is because she had a violent upbringing. It's like, no, it's way more than that. Like, this bitch is traumatized.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at
She's
the same
jacked
time trying to
up.
fight those allegations, right? Like
Yeah.
it was definitely a more mature story than what I thought I was going to get when I started watching it.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially when you see like I'm black and shit, so
Yeah.
the parallels with like the racism and just like, oh, everyone assumes these things about you, so it's like, oh, they must be true, and then you are struck like she essentially is like, I'm gonna join the force, I'm gonna change everybody's opinions no matter what they say to me or do to me. I'm gonna try and do my best. And I'm like, damn, admirable. Different though, I don't know if I'm that good.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, no, and it's
yeah.
it's nice that for it to tackle the themes of like the after effects of violence.
Mm-hmm.
Because fun fact, if you didn't know, so I guess a little bit spoilers for the final fight scene.
Yeah.
The scene where Natsuro, is that what you said his name was?
Natsuru?
Natsuru, when he punches Birdie through all of the buildings. You
Yeah.
probably know what I'm talking about because it's a really cool shot.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That shot was used, referenced, stolen, whatever the fuck you want to call it, in a Zack Snyder Superman movie.
Yeah, man. I was waiting to tell you
Like
guys
frame
that.
for frame.
Yeah, I was waiting to tell you guys
'Cause
that.
I recognized it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He
I've never
apparently
seen a Superman movie.
he apparently watched it and he was just like, "Holy shit, that's insane. That's so cool. Like that's kind of
it
how I
doesn't-
want this movie to look." And I was
It
like,
doesn't
"That's
have
crazy."
the fucking impact.
Yeah.
Because this whole season is focusing on the after effects of this violence and how it is affecting everybody else here.
Mm-hmm.
And in Birdy, you spend the whole season seeing the after effects of this violence on that city or prefecture or whatever.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's actually insane. Now that we're talking about it, it's actually insane how good the setup is and the payoff. Like, this is a solid show, like, all the way through. I know it's slow at the beginning, like we said, but it is truly just, there's so much they tie back in to where you're leaving little to nothing, left behind. I don't know. And doing that in a sci-fi show with, like, little to no plot holes and shit, I'm like, okay, come on, guys. We're eating good.
Yeah, use some crumbs for the rest of them.
Man.
Yeah, no, they do it insanely well. They like all of the setup, all the pacing is done super, super well. I remember trying to look up what else this guy has done. I couldn't remember, but it's like nothing I recognized.
What's this guy's name, by the way? What's his name?
It is written
Because
by
he's
Masamu
done other
Yuki.
stuff. Yes, he's done other stuff, but I don't think anything has been as popular as Birdy. And even then, I don't think Birdy was that popular when it first came out.
It wasn't,
from the
'cause he
OVA.
He dropped it several times while
Yeah.
making it.
And then they just decided to
else.
remake it for some reason. I don't know why they decided to remake it, but I'm glad they did.
I don't either. Yeah.
So he's stuck mostly with holy fuck. Okay, he did actually do something that's really cool. So Deja's favorite Miku, Gumi, is drawn by this guy.
Oh.
Huh?
What?
Yeah, voice Yuki is also the designer of the avatar mascot for the Vocaloid Gumi,
Wow.
which I didn't know.
Wow.
That's fucking crazy. But yeah, I'm looking
That
at
is
what
cool.
what else he's done. It looks like he mostly sticks to like
Oh,
sci-fi.
yeah. He's a sci-fi
Seems to be
guy.
his thing. But then his most recent thing that seems to be like a continually running thing is called Shinkuru Hashiru, which looks like a samurai like period piece.
Mm-hmm.
Is this still running? It says as of September 2022, so maybe it's still going. So he's still doing stuff, but
Oh, cool.
like none of the stuff that I've seen is stuff that like I don't think any of it's like gotten animated.
Well, they need to animate more stuff by him because I don't think he's
Great fucking writer.
Yeah, I think he's pretty good at writing and shit.
Yeah.
Even with just like, what you think is a run-of-the-mill story. This man said, "Nah, we're gonna talk about what just happened. Yeah, it was cool,
Well,
but you're all numb to violence."
I think the thing with Birdy the Mighty, though, going back to being somebody who's watching it now, you're going to see things going to be like, I've seen this a million times. It's like, I feel like this is one of those shows that I didn't realize was referenced in a lot of other shit as much as it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
you've
man.
seen it a lot because of this.
Yeah, it's just like
That's the thing.
yeah, it's kind of wild. Just
It's
like,
a
looking at
sleeper,
it and being
man.
like, Jesus
Is people
Christ.
slept on it? I don't know. I don't know how. I'm honestly flabbergasted at the lack of like praise this thing got. Like it barely did anything, but it did.
Very niche.
It is weirdly niche, but at the same time, it's not. Like we've seen. I don't know. Is sci-fi really like outside of like mechs and Gundam and shit? Like,
Yes.
do people like sci-fi and is it a popular?
It's sci-fi. Okay, I'm gonna whip out my
here we
English
go.
literature background. Yeah. Hi.
Go for it.
Hi, English teacher here. Sci-fi is considered lowbrow by a lot of people, and like hyper niche because it's the same. It's treated the exact same way that fantasy is, which is that
That's
like
cringe.
unless it's mostly for entertainment, but you can't get as much
Yeah.
out of it because it's primarily for entertainment. God forbid though that fantasy and sci-fi both be incredibly political at their roots because it's an easy way to make those tie-ins without like actually just pointing the finger at somebody and being like, yeah,
Yeah, man.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. I just wish that sci-fi. I think sci-fi gets a bad rap. Like,
Well, sci-fi in particular because it makes you feel stupid. Like
I mean,
they'll whip
we
out
are.
stuff like, well, yeah, but people don't like to feel stupid, so people don't read it. It's just like it's why people like really hate Star Trek. It's just like like the stories are cool, but they start talking about like how the transporter works, or just like how all of the like technology works, and like a lot of people are like, I don't fucking understand it. I don't like it.
See, that's
Why can't
so
it just
funny.
run on good old American diesel?
That's so funny because sometimes like sci-fi might be my favorite genre, and the more I watch sci-fi, the more I'm like, yep, the world is fucked, because they do get into the politics and they do want to talk about like, you know, why do we do this dumbass thing and continue expecting a different result, and like there's so many parallels to, you know, our life via science fiction, albeit making you seem like a small, you know, human being, or promoting altruism, or, you know, things that our society doesn't necessarily deem as like, I don't know. You know, we're very independent and all that stuff, but all of those other shows are just like, you're not as important as you think you are, usually, is what I get from a lot of sci-fi. I don't know. I find it kind of comforting knowing that I don't need to have all of that shit to figure it out, you know? But that's just me. I kind of like sci-fi for that reason. It's like I get to feel smart, certainly smarter than most people sometimes, but also it's intriguing, man. It's like, oh, there's more outside of, you know, just, you know, our four walls and our day jobs and shit like that. There's a whole world out there to discover.
People who can actually like write sci-fi and have it be like good, you know what I mean? People who can do that are some of the best writers who have ever lived. Like, there is, I think it's currently airing on some streaming service. I don't know. There's a story called Foundation. I forget who the writer is. But Foundation is a sci-fi show or sci-fi series of books that is all about how in the first book, this guy sets up essentially the foundation, which is, I think, also the name of the facility, but then also the literal foundation for the next series of books, and laying down all of the rules. And now everything has to work around what this one incredibly intelligent guy set up, and it fucks up the universe because people aren't as smart as he is. And that's genius, and that author fucking nailed it. I want to say that there's a show on it out right now, but I don't think it's going to be as good because I don't think it gets translated as well. But what this has to do with Birdy is that Birdy is like insanely well written. They make the universe all make sense with how everything works. It's just like, God damn.
Yeah, that's part of really why I really like. It is also like, you know, kind of unrelated, but people who know Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah, man.
Which also has shit. Like, you know, it's major sci-fi. It has a big thing of like aliens coming down to Earth and having to fit in. Like his best friend. I love that shit. When you know how to write good sci-fi, you're unstoppable.
Yeah.
Yeah. You literally have, the universe is literally your ceiling. You can do whatever you want. Oh, Foundation is Isaac Asimov, by the way. That's like the guy who invented like the word robot.
Yeah.
That guy's a fucking master.
That's cool.
And if nobody has ever read it, read Hitchhiker's Guide as well. That is by John Douglas, I think.
Or Douglas Adams. Douglas Adams. That shit's hilarious.
Yeah. So funny.
I like the robot who wants to kill himself.
Yeah, the depressed android. I love him. And if you watch the movie, it's voiced by
it's Warwick Davis, isn't it?
Snape.
Oh,
it's Snape.
It's Snape. I thought it was Warwick Davis.
Yep, that is Snape from Harry Potter in the American movie, Alan Rickman.
Damn. Good shit.
Or a British movie? I'm not sure.
God rest his soul.
Yeah.
Back to Birdy.
Something I noticed was near like I get curious about voice actors. So I watched this all in dubbed. And I was curious. I recognized the voice of the bug dude, right? And I went and I looked it up, and that motherfucker is Whitebeard in One Piece. The guy who screams the One Piece is real. That whole thing is the bug.
That's awesome.
Oh my god.
I was just like, yo, this dude is awesome. He looks like the most British man who ever lived, even though he's American. but like, God, the dude is so, his voice is so silky smooth.
I don't really have too much else to say about Birdy except that everybody should watch it. It's good, and if you like sci-fi or just want to see something different, Birdy is it, man. It's super good.
No, I would say that if you are somebody who enjoys anime, this is something that you will want to watch, because you'll notice things in it, in both season 1 and season 2, that are like references to, or referenced to like so much other anime that you'll see, and you'll be like, wait, holy shit. Like, for something as niche as it is, it's just like...
Nobody gives it credit. That's the problem. I do remember Zack Snyder talking about Birdy and being like, oh, okay, cool. Well, that was nice. But then nobody actually went and cared to watch it. So
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, but it's also Zack Snyder. I don't know if he's a nice guy or a smart guy. But he made the Superman movies.
I mean, his idea of color grading is garbage, but he makes some good shots.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot. Why was fucking... It was so... Superman was so
Superman.
Cloudy.
He's bright.
It was blue
and
as
colorful.
fuck.
Why is he gray?
This is the same shit I'm talking about, like in Twilight, where everything is fucking green in the first movie, like color graded green.
Okay, but I love that.
I mean, like, I'm okay with you taking colors and making it work. Like, the Matrix is like has a lot of fucking greens in it, but it was so green in Twilight instead of being like, I don't know. I just think the color grading in it was not as good as it could have been. Like, it could have been bluer, because they're supposed to be in like Washington, right? Like cloudy day, like
it's like a bluish green.
Yeah, like they could have done more with that, but I felt like they overdid it with the greens, man. And I was just like, oh my god.
See that? I mean, that's a fair opinion.
Yeah.
Like I said, I really like it. That movie looks like dog shit if you remove it.
Oh, I'm sure it does. Like,
like it looks fucking horrible without that filter.
I'm pretty sure. I'm not pretty sure. I would assume that when they shot this, they were like, it doesn't matter what the fucking shots look like, because we're just going to color grade that shit green. Or they were like, this is going to be the best film ever, and then they shot it, and then it came out horrible, and they were like, what the fuck do we do? And it's like, oh yeah, put some green over it, man.
Yeah, put a killer filter on, it'll be fine.
They found these Instagram ones to make this shit look nice.
But I found these Instagram filters.
Yeah.
Put that on there real quick.
Download this shit off of freefilters.com. Don't go to that website. I don't know what's on there, but don't go there.
Don't go there.
Yeah, you'll get a virus and some malware to be turned to an Elon Musk crypto bot fast.
Please don't do that.
No.
Don't do that. We don't want to see that happen to you.
So as a podcast, and I don't know, as of recording this one, I don't know exactly how popular this will be, or if it will be popular at all. But hey, I'm having fun with it.
Yeah.
We need to start a fucking petition to get another Blu-ray like disc set or something released of Birdy the Mighty.
I can agree with that.
The 20th anniversary is coming up
of the remake.
4 years.
Someone needs to buy the rights. It's in hell. Aniplex has it like in like streaming hell or some shit. Like they won't put it on there.
If we make enough noise as a community, we can maybe get something done. Being like, release this shit and market it as being like what you do. Here's what you do. I'm a marketing genius, by the way. Here's what you do.
Okay, you're a marketing
you take
genius.
all of the shots that have been referenced in Birdy the Mighty, or referenced from Birdy the Mighty. Like take the Superman shot, take any other thing like that you've seen in other kinds of media and anime all over the place, and just do a side by side for a commercial, and be like, have you seen all this shit before? Go watch the Mama, because it's fucking good.
It is really fucking good.
Easy.
Okay, hey, look, we'll see when this episode airs what kind of like waves we're making.
Yeah.
And then we'll go for it, cuz I would love to get an affordable Blu-ray disc of Birdy the Mighty, because it's just that niche.
You don't want to spend $400 fucking dollars.
Also, one more time.
I mean, how do you think I feel about Lane?
Bro, Lane, I feel like has a pretty big ass cult following.
That's
it
true.
does.
I
but
see new Lane art.
everything's out of print.
Oh, they're
That's
completely
because
out
of
of print.
TikTok.
Well, it's been internet archived, bro. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
Like it's available to
Yeah.
watch, but to own anything from it, it's
heard.
I'm gonna hit up thrift stores all over Japan to find that CD-ROM. You bet.
The PlayStation 2 port.
I will say also that it is popular now because of TikTok.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Duvet
that
is
is a
super
recent
popular
thing.
on TikTok, right?
Yeah, I mean Boa came back,
Yeah.
like the band
Yeah, that's absurd.
came out of retirement because of that.
Good.
No, yeah, they're a great band. I'm glad that TikTok did something good. Speaking of
It's
music,
time.
I'm gonna give a shout out one more time. If you guys like JoJo Part 5, Part 6, Part 4, and Part 3 soundtrack, yo, Birdy the Mighty, that dude smacks it out of the park. You'll notice
It does.
more so with Giorno's theme that it is like Birdie's theme and Giorno's theme are like it's crazy how close they are, like identical in like the instruments used and how it sounds in general, like the progression of chords and shit. You're just like, okay, this guy was cooking up something crazy. Something's in his brain, dog.
He's got that.
It's the worm eating it.
Yeah, he's got that birdie virus.
He's got that RFK brain eating worm.
He's got the
Oh my
eureka.
God. What's going on with RFK? We don't have to talk about this, but
Yeah,
how you gonna announce to the world you got brain worms, dog, and you're trying to be the president? Which I just thought was funny.
Yeah,
Bro,
no.
bro said, I got brain worms. And I was like, that's kind of cool.
But it's
dog.
fine. It won't affect anything.
Like, yo, it's just kind of funny.
It won't affect anything, I promise.
I
My brain is
promise.
controlled by the worms. Is making me do decisions I wouldn't normally do, but I think it's in the service of America, so we're gonna stick with it.
Yeah. We love the brain worms. I'm trying to give everyone a brain worm. Wait a minute.
My
Freudian
first
slip.
degree, eat dirt and shit.
Speaking of worms, I cleared out my yard, guys.
Oh hell yeah!
I found some worms in my
Hell
mulch,
yeah.
but I got rid of the weeds. I cut my grass. Haven't mowed my lawn in, since I moved in, but I also haven't mowed a lawn in probably a decade. So it was awful.
Yeah, fair.
Real.
Would not recommend.
I love mowing the lawn. It's nice. That's like one of my old mannerisms. It's just
It's so stupid because as much as I hate being outside, once I'm out there and I'm like working and I'm like feeling progress, I actually feel very, very like, I don't know,
Like satisfied.
satisfied. Like,
Fulfilled.
yeah, I just like being out
Fulfilled,
there.
man.
And that's not to say that, I like working out in the field or anything, but I kind of low key do a little bit. It's just, there's some
I'm telling Deja.
satisfaction. Don't tell, please. Come on, bro. Come on, man. All right, we can move on.
all right.
So we were also tasked last episode with watching Girls' Last Tour. I could give my thoughts,
introduce
but
it.
or we can we can figure out how we want to go about
So-
this. Who was the recommender?
That was
Klidge.
me. So
yes, here we go.
Girls' Last Tour is a slice of life dystopian kind of anime. So I'll give you the basic rundown of what it is for the audience if you haven't seen it. So the entire premise focuses on these two girls, Chito and Yuri. Or as
Chito.
yeah, that's her name is Chito.
Chito.
And these two girls are essentially the only two people left on the planet. And they're traveling in a, I think it's called a Kettengrad, which is a direct reference to Saving Private Ryan, I think it is, was why they have the Kettengrad. It's because the author loves Saving Private
is it?
Ryan. Yeah.
Bike tank.
And it's just the bike tank. And these two are essentially trying to get to the upper level of this weird ass brutalistic city that's just like has various levels, and they're trying to get to the top because that's where more resources are, because that's where the rich people live, was the top of the city. And that's not, I don't think that's ever like directly like stated that like that's where the
Reference, not
wealthy
really.
people were, but you can kind of like pick that up because like there's more resources up there. It's like, oh, probably because, you know, all the poor people get put into the slums at the bottom and the rich people go up top. That's makes sense logically.
Sex out. That checks out.
Yeah. And so like the whole story is just these two girls traveling and experiencing the apocalypse and are just trying to make it through. And I mean that's the non-spoiler version of things that go through. So I know how this whole story ends because the manga is really short. It's about I want to say 70 chapters. It's like 6 volumes. And I want to say that the anime ends like around volume 4, so there's not much left to go. But yeah, so I want to know what you guys think.
I'll go since I just came off the heels of it.
I finished it like 20 minutes before you did.
Oh yeah, good. So, as much as how do I say this? Okay, first things first. It's not bad by any means. Like, it's good. I saw what they were trying to do. I think that the environmental storytelling is 100% there. Like you said, like there's not a shit ton of shit just told to you because it's not really about it's not really about what happened, right? It's really about these two girls walking around.
And whoever they meet along the way.
Yeah. So that being said, as much as I really, really wanted to love it, I didn't find anything that I like loved about it. Again, not bad, just different than like my usual taste. Right. So to start, I guess I'll talk about overall the slice of life elements where, the slice of life elements where they're just kind of, this brutalistic, shitty city that used to be good and, coming off the heels of greatness is now dealing with a post-apocalyptic scenario where humans fucked up and this is all we got left. And they're literally just walking around trying to survive day to day, getting fucking food, water, shelter, and they fucking love potatoes. I love the bit at the end with the French fries because I'm like, oh shit, Cheeto's gonna go crazy. Not Cheeto, Yuri. Yuri's gonna go nuts. But then that's to say that like I like that. I just felt like the tone of it. I mean, the tone is there, but I felt like the overall to me it was just so on the nose. Like where the environmental storytelling is there, I can grasp that each episode is going to run a similar pattern. And I was really hoping it didn't. Because I was like, maybe they'll explore more about the world and we'll keep doing the slice of life. But I expected something to happen, and, nothing really does. But I'm like, yeah, if they're like the only two people on the planet, I guess not much can happen outside of like, and of course we have the spoiler tag. But, I thought the best episodes were when they met people, but they didn't. They did that only 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Or 3 if you count Cut or Ket or whatever that motherfucker is. He was when I first saw him, I was like,
I liked Cut.
Little rope. Ugh. I was like, get him out of there.
I like that guy.
Yeah,
no, he was kind of cute. He was kind of cute. But yeah, that was really it. I really wanted.
A hater.
Yeah, for me, I just really wanted more, and I never really got more, and so it was kind of hard when. Each episode when they were doing something new or they were going to a new place,
When did my camera turn off?
outside of going to a new place and like continuing their journey or whatever, I knew exactly what I was getting every episode. And, for you to put in so much like effort on the environment and shit, I just thought I was going to get more. And I think that's where maybe I was just, my expectations were high because people love this fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, I'll just say straight up, it's I think my second favorite slice of life. If I'm adding like what happens in the manga to this as well. I think it's my second favorite slice of life ever, only behind Nichijou, which is like the king.
I mean, Nichijou, I'm rewatching Nichijou, and that slice of life is very, it doesn't have the same, you know what I mean? Like,
That's
obviously
very
the
different
tones are drastically fucking different. And Nichijou almost is like fantastically comical in its, and there's not really a plot to Nichijou. They're just,
no, there's things
I mean,
continue on.
yeah. There's like a low key, I mean, there's running jokes in Nichijou, but there's not like a, today they're doing this. So credits where credit's due. The overall setting and plot of two girls trying to survive in a, with, you know, basically nothing going on, and they have a fucking bike tank. It's cool as shit. I just wanted more. But that's my opinion.
That's fair.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. Cam, thoughts?
I'm kind of in the same boat where I like it. Like, I will say just flat out, I do enjoy it. It's not something I probably would have finished, like I said earlier, if I did not have to. I'm glad that I stuck through it because on like a character study level, it is a really interesting show.
Yeah.
But what I took away from it more than anything else is like the sound design.
Oh yeah, man.
The sound design of the show was fucking awesome.
The cans episode, I was like, okay.
Yeah,
that's
I was
cute
gonna say
as
my
fuck.
favorite episode was Rain, which is episode 5. That's my favorite part of the whole show.
Yeah.
To be completely fair.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I was like, that was cute. Yeah. Yeah, that was cute. I didn't hate it. That was good.
That was what stuck with me.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked the so I'm not ragging on it. Like, I really did like how they, like the theme of, you know, shit might not always be interesting, but that's kind of what a slice of life is. And I think they really got that shit. Like, I think they really nailed it is the small things in life. Like, you know, just going through day by day that, you know, they've never experienced like a normal functioning society with shit working and humans going about doing their day to day, where, you know, that's where I resonate with Nichijou. But the idea of like, what if we didn't have those? What if that didn't exist? Or what if all the things we get distracted by and, you know, all of the basically busyness of life wasn't there, and we could just appreciate things, like the smallest fucking things, like the smallest shit. Like, oh, we found an extra potato. What the fuck? That's awesome. I look at a potato, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking potato. But if I didn't have any food and I found a potato, I'd be like, oh my God, potato.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. And I really appreciated although sometimes I was like, God, this is taking forever. But I did appreciate the slowness too. Maybe it's because my anxiety was just like, man, I gotta finish this. But at the same time, I was like,
there are shots in that show that linger for way too long.
Yeah,
like there is one like it just lingers on the two characters staring at something for like 15 seconds, and I was just like, we don't need this.
And I know they want that, you know, they want that moody ass pacing, and I get it, but you got to do it right in different ways. And I will say they just, like I said, the environment and the essential like lesson there is to learn is that there's joy to be found in everything. And you just have to,
and the contrast to the two main characters.
Yeah, the contrast of them. Yeah,
really
they had so much chemistry. It was great. Especially that last episode made me go, oh, thank God they like each other.
Yeah.
Because my favorite was you, because she did give a fuck. I was like, yeah, bro,
she's great.
I get you.
She's very silly.
So, but yeah, that is something I liked about it. It wasn't, like I said, it's not for me. I wanted more, but I wasn't disappointed by what I got. I just wanted like, well, I guess I was, but I'm saying that the story itself.
Well, wanting more out of that show is not. I would say that's not like an uncommon like desire for that.
Okay.
Because it is a very, very slow show, and I totally understand why people. I mean, I post on social media. Hey, I rewatched this after 7 years.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, I still fucking love it. And I had at least one person be like, I couldn't finish it because of how slow the pacing is. And it got me thinking, because rewatching it, I'd had the realization that this is not a show. I feel like this is not a show that you should sit down and watch all in one sitting.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you come and if you watch it bits and pieces as you go along, it makes you appreciate it more. But if you go and you sit down, watch it all in one go, then you really feel the time scraped by. And this
true,
is not an
probably,
indictment on either of you for watching this in one sitting, because I totally understand.
Yeah,
No,
I guess I
watched
thought it was going to be
last week or two.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if I did break it up and watch it like that, it would have been a completely different experience. It was just I guess, when you haven't watched something, there's no way you could tell what's going to happen. So
Right. And I remember watching this as it was releasing way back, like I said, 7 years ago. And I loved it then because you'd be excited, okay, what's going to happen this next coming week with this? This is a perfect serial show, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I should have. Yeah, I knew once I started when I was watching it, I was like, fuck. I wish I had more time to watch this, and I really had sat down. Sorry, had a busy week.
Like I said, I do not blame you at all.
But definitely I do feel you on that, because they were just it's so slow paced, it's so chill. You aren't really I wanted things to happen, but nothing happened. So it was definitely hindsight. I think is 2020, right? So
yeah.
Going back to watch it, if I had recommended this, I would have been like, yeah, just take it slow. Just chill, bro. It's not that big of a deal. Going from that, I binged fucking Birdy, dude. When I first watched it, I binged it. Because it was just always, yo, what the fuck? Oh my, what? He's time looping.
Wonder Egg in one day.
Yeah, Wonder Egg was fucking insane. I think I did 6 episodes of Wonder Egg, and then I did 6 episodes the next, or something like that, each day. And I was like, this is fucking amazing. Lane made me go, what's happening to me? I felt crazy watching Lane. And I broke it up so well. Sitting. Yeah, there's no way anyone could. Unless you're Cam.
Yeah, my brain melting out through my head, being like, what the fuck is happening in Lane? What is this?
Yeah, bro.
We'll
save our Lane commentary for another day, though. We've already done that episode.
Yeah, right. So, Girls' Last Tour, and the reason I love it so much is it is a perfect example of a character study of just seeing how two people who have drastically different personalities are kind of forced to interact with each other, and they do like each other. It's not these are two people who hate each other, but it's just Cheeto is a fucking nerd, and Yuri is a free spirit, and those two things don't really go together very well, and so they're constantly butting heads over we need to save food. Yeah, but I'm fucking hungry. It's we need to save food. And then how they run into each other, run into other people every now and then. It's just I really feel the final episode of Girls' Last Tour really ties the whole season together, because it makes everything make sense in that camera scene. Yeah. Where they get that scene. I'm a little bitch. I cried during that scene.
Aw.
I was watching it and I was thinking to myself that you probably had cried to that scene.
Yeah, that checks out.
That's so funny, dude.
I
thought that scene was beautiful.
Yeah, well, that's why I cried, because it's just the reasoning why is because just you get these cuts of just what normal life is for people, and it's none of the shots are anything spectacular. It's mundane. You get the people at their kids' sports day. You get a dad holding his baby. You get
politicians yelling at each other.
Well, yeah, well, that's the thing. Is then you get the cut, the hard cut to
The war.
Oh, the people
Yeah,
fucking
to,
shit
like,
up. Yeah.
Yeah, the people who don't give a fuck about the little people who are like just living their normal lives, and then they just come in with this insane brutalistic technology and destroying everything and cutting to corpses, and all of it with this like centerpiece of these like 3 high school girls who are just like trying to like enjoy like life, and with a smaller scale version of like, so
that
yeah,
shit
this is a
that
cool
they,
robot that we made and did all of this stuff, and then you just see all that and you're just like, god damn. And then just like even just like the cut to like Kanazawa with his girlfriend or wife or whoever that is, and then knowing, oh, she's fucking dead, and him fucking dead. Like there's a lot of background storytelling where it's just like, okay, well, the reason why this camera is obviously traded hands from multiple people.
Mm-hmm.
And it probably belonged to that girl first, then it belonged to Kanazawa, now it belongs to them, and they're handing it off to like the next people who they think are gonna like survive and continue taking pictures. Now that's not anything. That's all implied, and I could be completely off base with that. But it's just like there's a journey with this camera, and like they're constantly taking pictures of all of this shit. They give they go and they like see it, and it's just like, okay, well, now we can probably make the assumption that Kanazawa was fucking dead. I mean, the mushroom like things say that at the end too. It's just like, yeah, you guys are like the last 2 people who were like on this floor and every other floor except the top one. It's just you 2. So
Damn.
Kanazawa, Ishii, both dead. I mean, it was kind of implied that Ishii died like when she fell with the parachute, because like, what are you gonna do? If you get snagged on something, you're fucked.
Oh, I had a hopeful outcome for her. She was gonna be fine.
You can't have a hopeful outcome. There's this entire song in the show called like "It's Hopeless" that you sings. It's just like, no. I mean, that's the thing that I love about this show is like there is no hope. There is absolutely zero hope. Everything's fucked. There is nothing good that is going to come. There's nothing that's going to come to save them. There's nothing that is going to come and fix this. It is just fucked. But these 2 characters never give up. They're constantly just like, well, we got to keep going forward. It's just like, I mean, what else can we do? We're just going to keep going forward and doing that. And that's fucking beautiful to me. Like every episode, they run into something that's just like, fuck. We got to deal with this. There's a big ass robot thing that's trying to kill this fish. There's like this.
We gotta eat that fish.
I like that episode a lot too.
That episode is awesome. I love the voice of the little robot guy. Whoever did that voice acting, mwah, EX tier, love you. Just like what, like they keep running into shit that's just like, well, what do we do? Like I can't deal with heights, and we need to go up this massive thing, and so they're gonna have to figure out a way to do that. Oops, the elevator's fucking broken. Nightmare, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ever been stuck in an elevator before?
No, I don't want to be.
I have. It fucking sucks.
I use them every day, and I don't want to.
It's scary. I don't like elevators. I don't like heights. I sympathize with Cheeto like all the way with that shit.
When she fell through, I was like, damn. This is gonna be some Made in Abyss shit.
Yeah. See, I was gonna say the big vibe that I got throughout the entire show was like a less front-loaded, the fucked up Made in Abyss.
Yeah,
dude.
I mean, it's another.
Ugh. I was not ready.
It's another indomitable human spirit show where it's just like,
yeah,
no matter what is happening, so long as we have each other, we can make it through just about anything. And I'm just gonna ask up front: are either of you gonna read the manga?
Probably not. Just
I would be willing to, but it's not. It'll be a little bit low on my list.
Okay, gotcha. Do you guys want me to tell you what happens?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay. So spoilers for the manga, for anybody who's going to who wants to read that. I don't know like what else we're gonna say, or like I don't know. Maybe we'll insert timestamp here if you're interested in just skipping this part. But so in the manga, after that, they do keep going up to the other levels.
Ooh.
It's still pretty slow paced. At one point, the Kettengrad breaks.
Damn.
And they can't fix it. It's fucked. So they have to keep going on foot, which also means they can't carry as much shit. And then I believe they make it to the upper level, and there's nothing there.
Damn.
Everything's gone.
Oh,
That's fucked.
And so what they do after they realize just like there's nothing left, we don't have that much food. All right, what are we gonna do? Is then they're just like, you know what? So long as we have each other, we'll figure it out. And then they both just snuggle up next to each other, and then they both die.
I hate that. Thanks.
Aww.
Well, okay. Well, there's there's more to it that's fucking weird.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, that realistically, that's the only way that you could end this that series because again, there is no hope. What are you gonna do, right?
Yeah.
Like they're fucked. It's there is nothing that can save them with this. They're in a nuclear winter, which is a nice little nod that's never like officially addressed because it's always snowing. It's always cold.
Yeah.
They said they love the sun.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
and so
they launched a bunch of fucking nukes, and you guys are walking around a radiated wasteland with no superheats.
they never go into that.
Yeah, they never talk about how they're just surviving a nuclear winter, and I just think that's funny. They're just walking around like they got the rat away,
human
baby.
Spirit be crazy.
Yeah, they got the rat away, dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So those two characters at the very end, I mean, the ending shot is them in the afterlife, like, and I think the comment is it's warm here.
That's
now,
fucked up.
There is another series made by this same author. TK Miz is their what is it, anagram? No, fucking pseudonym.
Mm-hmm.
Called Shimeji Simulation. Cam, you might like that one more because actually you both might like that one more because stuff does happen, but it's fucking weird.
Okay.
And those two characters, Chito and Yuri, are both in that show.
What the fuck? Why?
And they even address the fact, like, wait, didn't we die at the end of Girls' Last Tour? And they're like, hey, don't think about it too hard. And then they both just, like, work in a store.
I love
that guy has a
so they get their happy ending. Like they do have a continuation. They do get, like, a happy conclusion. It's just in a different series.
That's nice.
Which I believe is considered canon.
Oh, so they died in an alternate reality. Cool.
So yeah, they essentially got isekai.
That's fucking dumb. I love it.
Yeah, no, it's good. So I'm not doing that any justice with like that really brief explanation, but that is how that show ends, like how that series ends. But I don't know. I love it. I love the art style. The art style is so unique and fun. The ending outro that they do, that like really scratchy animation style is how the actual manga is like drawn.
Oh, with the scratchies?
Yeah.
With the
which is a nice little
cross-hatching and shit? That's cute.
Yeah. Like, I love the art style. I love this person's work. Like, Shimeji Simulation is very absurdist and surrealistic. So
that's why it's all over the place.
I would recommend it to people, but I don't know who all would enjoy it. I mean, I think Girls' Last Tour is good to watch in bits and pieces. Like I said, it's one of my favorites. But, I mean, for me, it's a 10 out of 10. I totally understand why people would not like it, though.
I'd be more than happy to give it like a 7.
Fair.
Yeah, I would have to give it like a 7.5 for me. I felt on the surface that it was like going to make me feel things, and it certainly did. It just did it in the slowest way possible.
Fair.
Which was like not what I was expecting at all. But it certainly did not disappoint me in the factor of like there's something enjoyable every day, even if it all fucking sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Also, another L for humanity because we just cannot seem to get it together in our works of fiction.
Yeah,
we just cannot get it together.
It's just so sad, just like watching like all of these everyday normal lives on this camera, and then just seeing politicians who just don't give a fuck. I love that they never address what they're mad about.
Yeah, it's like
it's just daily bullshit for them. It's
Yeah.
just like they're fighting each other in the Senate, and just like, you motherfuckers! Just like, why? What is the fucking point? Why are we killing each other?
Yeah.
Like, and y'all don't even give a fuck. It's over nothing. It's always over nothing.
Yeah,
I
bro.
might fuck around and hate myself.
Maybe
Yeah,
one
fucking
day.
love.
Maybe one day we'll figure it out.
No, we'll kill each other first.
No, don't say that.
I
No,
don't know,
we have
man.
to figure it out.
I want to believe.
We have to figure it out, man. Otherwise, there will be no indomitable human spirit.
True. We need to make one big mech.
Y'all looking for
I've been saying forever, if we just started making mechs and started fighting an invisible enemy out in space, racism
Right.
would end.
I'm just saying, a lot of things would change if we just had one big mech.
One big ass robot.
That's all that we need to change the course of humanity is one big mech. And I know we have the one in Japan, the Gundam, but I'm talking about an actual, like, what is that?
Like a
Pacific Rim
big-ass
style big
mech.
ass mech.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. I give it a 10. You guys give it a 7. I'd be more than happy to concede it down to an 8 with that.
Yeah.
Birdie,
I think that's more than fair.
yeah, I think Birdie I would also give a 7 or an 8.
this motherfucker died? Jesus.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
died, dude.
Yeah, I would give Birdie like a. Well, it's just season 2, so I'm giving it 8.5. Much better than season 1. I'm gonna give it that one.
Yeah,
So
I'd agree on
we'll
that.
just give it an 8.
Yeah, that's fair.
Call it a day.
Do that. And we didn't rate Lane, by the way.
We didn't.
We forgot to. We forgot
No way.
to.
We did.
No, we forgot. I remember talking to Cam about that after the last one. Like, we forgot to
We
rate Lane.
forgot to rate Lane. What the fuck?
So for me, it's a 10 out of 10 because it's fucking like,
yeah. I was gonna say you already know my rating.
yeah, I give that a 10.
Motherfucker.
You need to be in a certain headspace to watch that. I don't know what headspace it is, but it needs to be a certain one.
I don't even know what to rate it because it was such a fucking insanely drastic like string of events that happened.
That's why I think it's a 10 though, is because it's like what
It's
is this?
weird. I like want to give it. I want to praise it, but I also am like, yo, what the fuck?
Still beyond.
I just
I mean, my thing is, what else could you give it?
I can't really
You know
give
what
it.
I
Either
mean?
you give it a 1 or you give it a 10.
I was gonna say,
You know
it's
what I
either
mean?
You just like fuck this annoying shit. What is happening? Or you're just like, I understand the universe. There's not an in between. Lane is so fucking weird.
Yeah, that's a 10 for me. Like no hesitation.
I give it having sat through it. I have to say it's a 10 because of it's still relevant for a lot of like things that are happening in the modern world, and it was 30 years ago.
True.
Yep,
Isn't that fucked up?
it's crazy because it gets more relevant every year too.
That,
I mean, if you would like to abstain, we can just give it a 10, Jordan.
motherfuckers, you guys just want to have 10 on Lane, and I think that's fine.
All right, 10.
I will
then.
say I'll give it a 10 because it does its job of fucking my brain up, and I'm a sci-fi fan, and I was just like, yo, I feel stupid. I was
Yeah,
like, I
like, if
want to
you're a
feel
sci-fi
smart,
fan,
but
you'll
I
eat
feel
good at Lane.
stupid.
Well, I mean, Lane. That's the other thing. Is like Lane sticks with you.
Yeah.
I think that's the sign of a really good anime is if you still remember like a lot of the shit that happened. Like, I'll be honest with you, I still think about Wonder Egg all the time.
Wonder
And
Egg
that
is
was
great.
months ago. I'm just like, God damn, that was a fucking good show.
I love that show,
Yeah.
and I wasn't even the one that chose it.
Yeah, right.
All right, motherfuckers. Well,
All right.
after those
spinning
ratings,
the wheel.
let's look at a fucking wheel.
What's on it still?
I'm about
Yeah,
to find
good
out.
question.
Actually, I need to
I
make
know, I
sure
don't
that
think
it's
I
still
ever
on
added
here because
anything.
I switched. What the fuck? Browsers. I switched browsers.
Oh shit.
I mean,
Fuck
I
do we
have
do?
my old one. No, it's not on here. But let me go. I have my old browser still, so let me just switch it over. I'll move it to this new one. Da-da-dee-da,
I know the girl from the other
da-da-da.
side is on there. I want to say Evangelion is on there still.
Yeah. Let's see. I got him. I got it. Bam. So,
Flip flappers.
which you might just get. Okay, so we've got 8686, Evangelion, Sumali and the Forest Spirit, The Girl from the Other Side, Flip Flappers, and Monster Girl Doctor.
I thought we removed Monster Girl Doctor.
All right, I'm removing Monster Girl Doctor.
Yeah, I thought that we swapped that one out for Girls Last Tour.
We probably did, and I just did not remove it. I think I just added Girls Last Tour.
Sorry, Monster Girl Doctor fans. I'll get him in the next video.
We'll get him in the next one. All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Spin that wheel.
Motherfucker, you're watching Flip Flappers.
Oh, fuck yes.
Look, I seen Flip Flappers. I'm chill this time.
All right.
It's gonna be a
Flip
nice.
Flappers is good.
It's gonna be a nice break away
Flip
from
Flappers
the crazy shit we've been watching.
is only 12 episodes, I believe.
Yeah, it's short.
Right?
Yes, it's very short.
Okay.
But it also is going to be definitely an easier watch than our last two.
Yes. Flip Flappers is, if you don't know, it's an indie project that got picked up. I want to say it's the only thing that studio has like made. There is no other things with it. There's no manga, there's no light novel. It's just the anime. The art style is phenomenal. The color direction is insane. There's a lot of references to a lot of shit in there. There's a lot of fucking scary shit in that show.
There is some scary shit.
And it's about two girls being gay. It's pretty good. Let's check this shit out.
They're not
Like this.
gay.
Oh,
What are
yeah,
you talking
brother.
about? They just love each other and they get really close sometimes and they talk about
They
their
were just very good
feelings.
friends.
And they're
Yeah.
whoa.
And they were roommates.
Oh, that's even worse. They're not beating the allegations, dog.
Spices.
They are not beating the allegations. All right.
We're going to be Poppycut Gaming.
Well, we will give it a look-see. Thank y'all for joining us. You can catch all of us on twitch.tv. Mine is twitch.tv/Kitsukatu.
Twitch.tv/Klidge Radio. Or if you're watching on YouTube, you know where you just hit the sub button. Don't miss these.
And you can find me at either x.com, I guess is it actually
Man,
officially is
how
now.
every time
fucking
y'all
dare
say
you.
x.com, I'm like,
/
why are you on a porn website, man? That's
Yeah.
immediately what I
/
thought. I was like, why is he saying that?
Anarchy Killjoy or twitch.tv / Killjoy. I think that's about it.
Yeah, man.
All right.
All
And
right.
if you're listening over on Spotify, follow us to make sure you never miss an update. We are releasing these as fast as we possibly can, but we got a lot of stuff in the background that we're doing first, so
Damn, look at
you
my
know,
bride.
things may be a little bit slow on our end. If you'd like to see these possibly faster, maybe, I don't know, like if you'd like to see them weekly, why don't you go give us some of that young support.
Yeah, bro. Because I'm getting paid slave wages over here, and it's not a good look for Cam and Klidge. So y'all figure that out. Help them out.
I ain't getting paid shit, huh?
All right, we'll see you guys
All right,
later.
thank you guys for watching. Catch
Thank you
y'all
for
later.
watching, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.